Hi everybody, this is Kirk from the farm, here on another wild adventure of trying to put things together and the constant IQ tests we take on a daily basis, trying to keep equipment running. But anyway, this is the Predator Super Quiet Inverter 9500, and we want to be able to use this thing and attach it to our beautiful home here in the North Carolina mountains. But I wanted to see if I can make your life easier on a few little items here. First of all, when you get this, it comes in this box, and the box is stapled together pretty securely, and you basically have to take all the staples out, take both sides down. And then you can lift this wall of cardboard off the thing, and there you have it. It is put together, thank goodness. I mean, the handle's on there versus the Generac and, these smaller units that you have to attach the wheels. And this comes with these attached, which is nice. And it should be, because it's a very super heavy generator. I mean, this thing weighs about 225 pounds, and it's something. So there's a couple things I want to tell you that hopefully will help you here, so you don't go nuts. First of all, when you take this thing out of the box, you've got to put oil in it, okay? Well, it says you go down to this little handy dandy area down here, and you just simply undo those little screws. Now, if you take a look, in some areas, it might say that it's a Phillips head screwdriver. So I had to call in to find out exactly what kind of screws are these things. Well, after calling support, I found out, I know you can't really even see them, but they are socket wrench. They're sockets. You need a socket wrench to take this lower door off. Now you'll notice, so then you take it out and you put 10W30, a little bit more than 1 gallon. Now, it's nice to know that the instructions don't tell you the capacity, the oil capacity. That's got to be your nice little mystery as you're doing this thing. But now after doing it, you realize it's a little bit more than 1 quart that you put in 10W30. And they give you a funnel, which is super long, but at least they do that, then that's nice. The oil does not come with this, like some other generators actually come with a quart of complimentary oil for you. So once you get this thing off using your socket wrench, thank you, you'll notice that on this side it says connect battery inside, and it says it right here on this side. So you would think that the battery is on this side, and you'd have to remove this upper panel. So I did. Where's the battery? Not to be found. So disregard this little label here that says connect battery inside. Go around the other side of this machine, and take this side off. Now you'll notice that on this side, the panel says connect the battery here. Isn't that nice? So you use the same principle. You got to use a socket wrench, and you get this thing off. So then you finally see the battery. This battery is held in place with a super strong band on the inside, which I don't know if you can see this or not, but and it's a super strong band. I guess they think you're going to be riding this thing around like a lawnmower, but I'm sure you could take the band off, but putting it on would be a real challenge because you can't get your fingers in there and leverage. Then they say connect, it says locate the red cable and the black cable. And it takes a little, you gotta locate it. And why do you have to search for it? Because these two cables are connected together using the zip ties on the inside. So you got to get some scissors and cut them loose so you can identify the black and the red cables. And the best thing you can do is just kind of move this thing forward. You can't take this thing out of the enclosure here because the cables are really short. So the best thing you can do to get these cables on is use a pair of pliers and Phillips head screwdriver, and you can put these things on. And it's awkward putting these cables on, these screws. You got to be really good with your fingers. Make sure that the belt is on this thing and does not go over the cables, because the cables will not fit. I mean, this band will not fit over the cables. So make sure that the band is on, and you can kind of move the battery out a little bit on its side and connect these things. Because if you can get these things on, and then we try to put the band on. Well, guess what? The cables make that band just completely too difficult to. And you wouldn't want to put a band over the cables. Security band, whatever they call it. The other thing you need to know is this thing has to sit down inside flat, so it's not pressing against any of the machinery here. So finally I got that. Okay, thank you very much. Now, if you ever call, now the other thing that is a mystery for a lot of people, which is news to me, is you would think you would put ethanol-free oil in these generators. You put ethanol-free oil in all sorts of other things like weed whackers and battery-operated chainsaws and blah, 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 lawnmowers. But you don't put ethanol-free, and you should not put premium fuel into these generators. And the reason why is because you've got to put a stabilizer in with this. As soon as you get this thing running, you add some stabilizer to it. Because chances are you're going to only use this thing maybe once a year. But the idea, if you're using ethanol-free gasoline and you put a stabilizer in it, then that's, quote, wrong. And now I was also told by a guy that knows what he's doing, he put premium fuel in this thing. He could not start the thing with premium gasoline in there. So he pumped it all out and he put standard gas in there. Now you can see that this thing says gas only, 10% ethanol blend is okay. I think it should be saying you should use that rather than it's okay. You can see I'm having my day here. The other thing I want to let you know is that if you ever call this company, which is Harbor Freight, and you ask about the Predator, and there's a number on here to call, and there it is, right there. And they're going to ask you, what's the SKU number? And you'll be going like, I don't see a SKU number. I see an item number right there, but I don't see a SKU number. And then so the customer support people, who are very nice, by the way, they'll say, well, we're going to have the SKU number in order for us to identify what exact product you have. Now, here's the deal. You may think that there's just a few products under this Predator label, but there are a lot. And some people will say, well, you can go to generatorguru.com and look up your generator and find all the associated parts and things like that you might need with it. If you go to generatorguru.com, you'll see all the other Predator generators on here with about 500 other generators in there. But you won't find, at least I was not able to find, this particular unit, which is the 9500. So abandon that idea. So here's the deal. You're going to have to know what the SKU number is. Even the person working the phone who tries very hard to find the thing as well can't find it. You go to about the last page here, and you will see the SKU number. They put it on one section here, which is kind of hard to find in here, but it's actually in here, and it has to do with getting replacement parts for this thing. And you can see I had it open ready for this little thing I'm doing, and I can't even find it now. But it is in here, trust me. It's in this book. It's in this manual. It's in the back, in one little specific place, which has to do with ordering parts. And unfortunately, at this moment, I can't find it. But trust me, look for it in this book, this manual here. So you can see I'm having a great day. The other thing I want to let you know is, if you want to hook this thing to your house, this tells you it's got to be 20 feet away from your house. Some people say that's ridiculous. It doesn't need to be 20 feet away. 20 feet away from the house would be like way over here. You have to mow around it. What are you going to do with the cable? People that I trust say you use a 8-foot cable. And you have what they refer to as a ponytail, or some kind of a plug with bare wires that come out and go into your unit here. They punch a hole in the bottom here, and they actually connect up. They come underneath, and then they connect to the circuitry on this side. And basically, when you get ready to use your generator, you flip this off and you just use this side of the equation here. So you don't leave this thing on. You turn this whole thing, this side off, and then you utilize this side of the circuitry equation. But make sure you're dealing with an electrician. The other thing about it is, you know, they're not going to give you too much help on the right kind of cabling and plugs to use for this particular challenge. But the box comes with a couple of plugs, and you're going to have to use your electrician friend or your builder to be able to determine what kind of cable to use and doing this hookup to your house. So that's kind of where we are. Bottom line is, you got to know what your SKU number is, and the SKU number is not written, or it's not posted that I could find actually on this generator itself. The SKU number is not on the manual cover. It has an item number but that's not enough. You go through it, and I'm going to find this thing just to make your day. Just to make your day. Because this will drive you nuts as you're trying to navigate through this whole thing. It's really got more warnings than any other thing. Oh, here we go. On the back page, it says record your product serial number here, and you'll see here is your UPC number on page 25. So if anybody you guys come to North Carolina, Mill Spring, you can buy me a beer for helping you with this. I hope some of this stuff helps, because these instructions actually suck, okay? Best thing you can do is there's a couple good things on YouTube you can refer to. But these are little frustrating things that you see. How to open the compartment using a socket wrench. You know, where is the battery? Where are the battery connecting cables? You know, how do you put it on? This kind of bullshit we've got to deal with here. What kind of gasoline do you put in? You don't put in ethanol free. You don't put premium in. You put regular gas. You know, maybe 10% ethanol. Fill the thing up with only about 1.5 gallons of gas to start. So you can, if you do need to return it, you don't have to pump out 5 gallons or whatever the capacity is. Other than that, hopefully you won't see another video from me. The other thing you got to realize is when you start this thing, you know, you basically flip this thing on, turn this right here to choke mode, and you hold down your starter button until it starts, and voila. Then you move it to your run position. This switch right here is your ESC throttle, which everybody knows what that is. Well, what that means is if you click this thing to on, it will regulate the speed and the cycles, the RPMs of this particular machine to the use and what you're doing with this particular product. So turn this thing on, and then if it's not using too much, it's not doing too much work, it will actually lower the RPMs and become quieter and run more efficiently and things like that. And I'm assuming that this is kind of where you're going to be putting your plug for your house going out. So I hope this helps. You can see this is a frustrated farmer, so to speak, trying to help others. Thank you.